While explaining about birth and death, he says, Dehinaha asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. Here he distinguishes between the body and the Jivatma. This is my body. I am the Jivatma residing within this body. He says, you are constant. When you are 5 years old, you are playing. When you are 10 years old, you are studying some standard. When you were in 17 or 18, you wrote your board exams. When you were 30 or 28, you got married. So, you have always been constant. You who studied at the age of 5, you who played at the age of 20, and you who got married at the age of 30 are the same person. However, your body has not been the same. When you were a bala or a shishu, you were a child, your body was small. When you attained kaumara or your adolescence, your body became bigger. Now you are an adult, your body has changed again. He says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Dehi means the one who possesses the body. That is me. I say this is my body. So I am the one who possesses this body. Dehinaha asmin dehe yatha kaumaram yauvanam jara. Kaumaram was adolescence. Yauvanam was the next Kalaiparuvam. Then Jara means old age. So Shishu, Bala, Kumara, Yuva, Vriddhaha, these are the stages of life. So all these changes occur in the body. So I was constant. My body was that of a child. I had the body of an adolescent person. I had a body of an adult. So Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara were all changes that happened in the body. But I did not change. So Krishna says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi. When a child became an adolescent boy, you are not worried. When an adolescent person became an adult, you are not worried or anxious. When this adult person or this old person leaves this body and takes the next body, why are you worried? All of them are just changes in the body. When the same body changed from that of a child to that of an adolescent, there was no cause for worry. When it became that of an adult, there was no cause for worry. Similarly, when this Jivatma throws away this body and takes a new one, again there is no cause for worry. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi. Attaining or reaching another body is just another state for this Jivatma. The Jivatma was not created or destroyed. He is constant. His body was changing at one point of time. Instead of changing the same body, he threw away that body and took a new one. What is there to be worried about in this? Tatha dehantara praptihi dhiras tatra namuhyati. He says one who is strong-willed or one who knows the truth about Atma, namuhyati. He is not confused here, he is not worried here. So here he clearly says, Atma, Dehi is different from this Shariram. Shariram undergoes a lot of changes. This Atma is constant. So, he has already shown that Paramatma and Jivatma are different. He has already shown that amongst Jivatmas there is distinction also. He has now shown that Jivatma and this Achetana body is different. So, in these verses, Krishna first explains what the three Tattvams are. Chetana, Achetana, Ishvara. These are the three Tattvams that he explains. This is the first knowledge that we must also gain. We must know what the Atma is. We must know how it is different from this body. We must know how we are different from Paramatma. Any understanding otherwise might not be good for us. If we think that we are this Achetana body itself, it is not good for us. If we think that we are Paramatma and we are God, it is not good for us. So, we should understand our position. We are different from this body. We have knowledge. So, we can have some means to attain salvation. I am not Paramatma, I am his servant. So, I should serve him and attain salvation. This is the understanding that we need. This is the first Jnanam that Sri Krishna has preached. Next, he talks about Nityatvam and Anityatvam. Till now, he has only said this Chetana, Achetana and Ishvara are different. Now he says, Deha antavanta ime dehaha nityasyokta sharirinaha anashinaha aprameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Antavanta ime dehaha. All these bodies that people have, all have a date of expiry. They are going to wither away at some point of time. However, this Atma is not going to die. Antavanta ime dehaha nityasya uktaha sharirinaha. Shariri, the one who possesses this body, is Nitya. He is eternal. So this is the second thing that Krishna explains. We should understand that there are three tattvas, Chetana, Achetana and Ishvara. Amongst these, Chetana is said to be eternal, but the Achetana can change in form. We must understand, Achetana is also not perishable. It can only change in form. This is a concept in Vishištadvaita Siddhanta. Whenever an object is created, it is not the case that it did not exist at all before. It just existed in some other form. When I take a ball of clay and make something, a potter does some activity, some action to make it into a pot. Is it that this pot did not exist at all before? This mud does not exist at all before? No. This mud existed in the form of a ball earlier. Now it has taken the shape of a pot. Tomorrow if I break it, it is going to be lying down in pieces on the ground. Therefore, no Achetana Dravyam is also created. Achetana is also eternal. Chetana, Atma is also eternal. Paramatma is also eternal. However, this Shariram or any Achetana Padartha is subject to change. Its form can keep changing. Mud can become a pot. Pot can become something else, shards tomorrow. Similarly, cotton balls can become threads. Threads can become a cloth. A cloth when scorched can become ashes. However, the Dravyam, the substance is not created. It just undergoes change in its form. So, however, the difference between Jivatma and this Achetanam is that Jivatma does not undergo any change in his form. He is just made of Jnanam, Jnanaika Akara. There is no change in that. That is why he is called Nitya. This Achetanam, this Deha body is very much perishable. I said that the Dravyam Achetana is never destroyed. However, a pot is created, a pot is destroyed, but a pot before its creation was present in the form of a ball of clay. A pot after its destruction, the same mud is present in the form of shards. So, Dravyam is not created, but it attains many forms that it takes up. So, this Deha is perishable. It can attain some other form at some point of time. When this Atma leaves, that body is not called a body anymore. It is called a Preta or a Shava. So, its name changes. When that is burnt, it becomes ashes. So, this body can change. It can have a date of expiry. This Atma never changes. So, this is the next thing that Krishna preaches. If Arjuna learns this, then he will know that when I fire an arrow at Bhishma, the Atma is not going to be expired there. The Atma is not going to be destroyed. Only the body is going to be destroyed. So, this will address his first confusion or our first confusion. We also have Dehatma Brahma. So, we should know that Chetana, Achetana and Ishvara are three distinct entities, and Chetana is always eternal and never changing. Achetana is also eternal, but it keeps changing its form. Therefore, in one form it is not eternal. This body as a body is not eternal, but as Prithvi or up or Tejas, it is eternal. It or as Prakriti also. So, the Achetana Dravyam always exists. This is the second thing that we should know. So, now we have understood who we are, what is our place in this world, what is our relationship with Paramatma. Now, we must start to act. To act, we must know what our options are. We should know how this world came into existence. We should know what is our purpose here and what we can do to attain salvation or even lead a good life in this world. For that, the source of knowledge that we have are the Vedas. There is no other source which talks about salvation or how to lead a dharmic life in this world. Sri Parashara Bhatta says, Hartum tamaha sad asati cha vivektum ishaha manam pradipamiva karuniko dadhati. Bhagavan, after creating this world, gives us the Vedas. Karunikaha dadati. He has a lot of karuna, a lot of compassion and benevolence. Out of that karuna, he has given us the Vedas. Hartum tamaha. Tamaha means ajnanam or darkness. To remove all the ajnanam in our lives. And sad asati cha vivektum ishaha. To know what is good for us and what is bad for us, we need the Vedas. Manam pradipamiva karuniko dadati. It is a light, it is a torch light that we have in our hand. It is a lamp. Pradipamiva manam dadati. The Vedas that Bhagavan gave us is now a light in our hands. Using this light, we can dispel darkness. which is getting rid of Ajnanam. Similarly, we can see what is good and what is bad, which is a rope and which is a snake. Similarly, using the Vedas, we can see what karma is good for us and what deeds will lead us to papa and inferior births. So, this Veda that Bhagavan gave us is a light in our hands. Using that light, we now have to decide what to do. We have understood that we are a Jivatma, we are different from this body, we are different from Paramatma, and what we should do next, we will have to understand from the Vedas. There, Krishna cautions us. We know from other sources that the Vedas are our source of true knowledge. However, Krishna cautions us there. What he says is, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvaha Nitya Sattvastaha Niryogakshema Atmavan. This is what Krishna preaches to us. You have understood that you are a Jivatma. You are different from this body. You want to start doing something to lead a better life. Now, don't think that all the Vedas are meant for you. They are not meant for you. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. There are three gunas. Sattva guna, Rajo guna and Tamo guna. So each person might have more of Sattva guna. One person might have more of Sattva guna and less of Rajo guna and Tamo guna. Some people might be Rajaf Prachura. They might have more of Rajas and lesser amounts of the other two. Some people might be high in Tamo guna. So people in this world are of all types. We cannot say that everyone should have Sattva guna and they won't have Rajo guna and Tamo guna. There are people with higher Rajo guna, there are people with higher Tamo guna. Therefore, the Vedas preach to all of us. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. The Vedas preach to people of all kinds. To people who are rich in Sattva guna, to people who have a high degree of Rajo guna, and to people who are drenched in Tamo guna. The Vedas preach to all. You might ask, why is it so? They can preach Sattva guna as the one true proper guna. It is what we should strive to grow in us. Therefore, why don't the Vedas preach to those with Sattva guna alone? Why cater to people who have Rajo guna and Tamo guna? There Krishna says, the Vedas cannot do that. The Vedas are like a mother to us. Mata Pitra Sahasrebhyopi Vatsalataram Shastram. The Vedas have a lot of benevolence. They want to do good for us. Suppose the Vedas did not preach anything for those who have Rajo guna and Tamo guna. What might they want? Someone with Rajo guna might want to accumulate wealth. They might want pleasures. They might want Swargaloka. Someone with Tamo guna, they might want to do some bad deeds, kill their enemy or steal someone's wealth. These are the things that people with Tamo guna might want to do. So, if Vedas did not cater to these people, then they will not know how to achieve their target. I want to reach Swarga or I want to become a great king. The Vedas don't preach anything to me. Then what would I do? I don't know what is the right means. So, I might adopt wrong means. If I adopt wrong means, I am going to accumulate papa and get inferior births. So, the Vedas don't want that to happen to me. What they say is, even if you have Rajoguna, you want a big kingdom, I will give you a way. I will tell you some yajna by doing which you can reach that kingdom. You can become a great king. So, for those people not to get into inferior births or for them not to commit papa, the Vedas give them a way. Even if you have Rajoguna, I will give you a way to reach good wealth. I will show you a way to get a good kingdom. I will show you a way to get sons or daughters. Similarly, even if you have Tamoguna, I will tell you a way to kill your enemy. There are yajnas by which you can kill other people's. Shenena abhicharan yajeta. There are such yajnas that are meant to kill others also. So, the Vedas say, even if you have Rajoguna and Tamoguna, do something that is dharma. Don't do something that is outside the purview of dharma and accumulate papa. At least do Vedic deeds. Over time, your mind will change. Your Rajoguna will decrease, your Sattvaguna will increase as you do Vedic deeds, and you will move to Sattvaguna. Therefore, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. The Vedas cater to everyone. It is not for people with Sattvaguna alone. So, he says, he instructs to Arjuna, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Even if the Vedas cater to all three kinds of people, you cannot have all three. Nirdvandvaha Nitya Sattvasthaha. You should always be steadfast in Sattvaguna. So, Nitya Sattvasthaha Niryogakshema Atmavan. Yoga means attaining something or reaching something afresh. Kshema means Apraptasya Prapanam Yogaha. Yoga means attaining something that was not there with us earlier. Kshemaha means protecting that. not losing that wealth. So I might come into some wealth today, I might earn 100 rupees and tomorrow someone might steal it from me. So getting 100 rupees is called yoga. Then retaining that 100 rupees and not losing it is called kshema. Apraptasya prapanam yogaha, praptasya parirakshanam kshemaha. So Krishna says, nirdvandvo nitya sattvastaha, niryoga kshema atmavan. Do not worry about any worldly pleasures. Just think about the Atma and what you should do to understand the Atma. Niryoga kshemaha. Whatever worldly pleasures that might be, do not look, do not seek to attain them. Do not seek to protect what you already have. Leave all that to me. You just consider what you should do to reach the Atma, to understand Atma and Paramatma. So, niryoga kshema atmavan. For that he gives an example. Yavanartha udapane sarvatas samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Suppose there is a huge lake which caters to all people in that surrounding area. Now, if I am thirsty and I go to the banks of that lake, can I drink everything in that lake? Yavan artha udapane sarvatas samplutodake. How much ever thirst I have, I can only drink that much of water. I cannot drink all the water that is there in the lake. That lake is not meant for me alone and it is not possible for me to take all the water in that lake. That is for others also. Therefore, similarly he says, Yavan arthaha. Only as much as you need can be taken from a lake which is filled with water. Similarly, Tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. One who wants to know Brahman, who is on the path to seek Brahman, can only take the part of the Vedas that is apt for him. He should only take those deeds which will grow him or which will increase the sattva guna in him. He should not follow deeds which increase rajoguna or tamoguna. So this is the next thing that Krishna explains. The tattvas are 3 in number. The jivatmas are eternal, but this body is not eternal. Then to decide what we should do in our lives, we must use the Vedas. However, we must be cautious. We should take only those parts which talk about sattvic deeds. We should not consider rajasic and tamasic deeds. This is the next concept that Krishna explains. Then Arjuna asks, what is that sattvic part? What should I do that the Vedas say will grow my sattva guna in me? For that he says, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu ma te sangos tvakarmani. This is a popular sloka that all of us we have heard. This explains the essence of karma yoga. Karmanyevadhikaraste. You have a right only to perform your varnashrama dharma. The word karma here refers to the dharma that we should do according to our varna and ashrama. So, karmanyevadhikaraste. You are entitled only to your activity, to the deeds that are prescribed to you. Ma phaleshu kadachana. You are not entitled to the fruits. This is for people who want to attain salvation. If I am not interested in salvation, I can very much do Vedic deeds for each and every fruit that is prescribed. Vedas say if you want to reach Swarga, do this. If you want progeny, do this. If you want wealth, do this. If you want great knowledge, do this. If I am interested in those fruits, I can very well perform those yajnas. But Krishna says, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. This whole shastram is aimed at mukti. It is not for everyone. Everyone who wants to attain mukti can read this and get clarity. However, the whole shastram is inclined towards reaching mukti. Therefore, here he says, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You are never entitled to the fruits. Do not ask for the fruits. Do not expect fruits. The problem is, if it is Vedic deed, anything that is prescribed in the Vedas is dharma. However, if I do a yajna that will fetch me Swarga, then after this birth I will go to Swarga. I will have to be there for some 100 or 1000 years. Then I will be born again here. I don't know what kind of birth I will take. I don't know if I will be a human being or an ant or a bird or anything. I don't know if even if I am a human being, I will be born in India or with this knowledge or with Sanatana Dharma. So, it is not good to do all this. Leave any materialistic fruits. Leave all fruits other than salvation. So, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. This is called phala sangat tyaga. In karma yoga, it is karma refers to any Vedic deed. But karma yoga refers to doing all those acts, performing Vedic deeds in a specific manner. That manner is actually an understanding that we should have. We should develop an understanding and then do karma. We shouldn't do karma blindly. What that understanding is explained in the shloka. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Do not desire the fruits of that karma. Please, sannyasa, you should leave. You should not desire for the fruits of that karma. Think that you are doing this only for moksha. This karma, without a desire for its fruit, will help you remove your papa. It will cleanse your mind. So, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Next he says, do not think that you are the cause for this karma. Do not think that you are the one who is performing this karma. Do not think that you are the one who is going to generate some fruit from this karma, some result from this karma. Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Hetuhu means cause. Do not think that you are the cause for this karma. This is called kartrutva buddhi tyaga. So, we should first remove all desire for worldly pleasures, for swarga or for progeny or wealth or anything. That is called phalasanga tyaga. The next one is called kartrutva buddhi tyaga. Leave the thought or get rid of the thought that you are the katta, you are the one performing this activity. Because he is going to explain all these activities are done because of two reasons. How you should think of it is, one, I am within this samsara. The Atma, when he is devoid of samsara, when he is devoid of karma, need not do all of these. He need not do Vedic rituals. He need not do some bhakti yoga. He need not eat. He need not sleep. He need not go work and gain wealth or anything. So all that I do in this world is because I am within this samsara. When I am in this samsara, I am constantly in touch with achetana entities, with this body, with prakriti that is everything everywhere around me. That body and prakriti have sattvam, rajas and tamas in them. The Atma as such has no sattvam, rajas and tamas. Sattvam, rajas and tamas are qualities of achetana objects only. It is there in this body, it is there in my eyes, in my nose, in my manas and everything else. Atma is not the possessor of sattva, rajas and tamas. However, when this Atma is in contact with the body which possesses sattva, rajas and tamas, then it is affected by it. The knowledge that this Atma gains is affected by sattva, rajas and tamas. Therefore, Krishna says, think that you are performing all these activities because sattva, rajas and tamas are influencing you. Left to itself, left to himself, an Atma need not eat. He need not gain wealth. He need not work anywhere. He need not sleep. He need not perform bhakti also. So, an Atma can perform Sesha Vritti. He should perform Kainkaryam and Bhakti for Bhagavan. But any worldly thing that we do here, any means for salvation also, Bhakti Yoga also, need not be done by Atma if he is devoid of karma, if he is removed from the samsara. So, Krishna says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunaih karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma karta ahamiti manyate tattavittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. You must imagine this way. It is not imaginary. It is true actually. What you should think is, I am not doing this karma myself. I am a jivatma who need not do any of this actually in truth. My nature is not to do this karma. However, since I am within this samsara, I am in contact with Prakriti. Prakriti and my body have sattvam, rajas and tamas. Those three gunas are influencing me and making me do all this. So, tattvavittu mahabaho guna karma vibhagayoho gunaha guneshu vartante. These three gunas are making me do this. This is one thought that we can have. Krishna also gives another type of thinking. He says, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva. He says, think that Bhagavan is making you perform all these deeds. Bhagavan created this world. Everything in this world is his possession. I, the Jivatma, am also his possession. Anything that I see around me, suppose I do Aradhanam to Bhagavan. There I am going to light a lamp and show it to him. I am going to take some chandan and apply it to that Salagrama Murti. I am going to take flowers and offer it to him. I am the possession of Paramatma. This flower is the possession of Paramatma. This chandanam is the possession of Paramatma. So, think of it this way, Paramatma using me as a tool is doing aradhanam to himself, using flowers and chandan and whatnot, which are also his possession. So I am his possession, chandan is also his possession. So don't think that you are offering sandal paste to Bhagavan. Imagine that. Think that Bhagavan is through you offering sandal paste to himself. So Bhagavan is conducting his aradhanam through you. Any Vaidika karma that we do is going to be his aradhanam. So this is another understanding. If we think in this manner, then we will not think that I am doing this karma independently. I will know that I am doing this because of Sattvam Rajas Tamas, or that I am doing this because Bhagavan is enabling me and using me to do this. So this understanding is called Kartrutva Buddhi Tyaga. This is the next Jnanam that he explains. From the beginning, we have been seeing what are the different Jnanams that Bhagavan is telling us to gain. First, we should know what the Tattvams are. Next, we should know that what is eternal and what is not eternal. Next, we should know that we should not take everything from the Vedas. We should take only that portion which talks about Sattva Guna, which is meant for people with Sattva Guna. What is that portion? That portion says, I should do my karma, varnashrama dharma. I should not have desire in the fruit, and I should not think that I am the one performing this. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu mate sangos tvakarmani. The last one is also very important. He says mate sangaha astu akarmani. Akarna means inactivity. Mate sangaha astu. You should have no connection with inactivity. You must perform all your varnashrama dharma. You should not desire the fruit. You should not think that you are the performer, but you should not stop performing them. Mate sangostva karmani karmanyeva adhikaraste. You will have to perform all your Vaidika karma, all your varnashrama dharma. So, phalasangatyaga, leaving the fruits that are prescribed for each karma. Similarly, kartrutva buddhi tyaga, thinking that I am doing this service to Bhagavan, or I am doing this Vedic deed, is also wrong. It will give rise to unwanted pride, jealousy and ego and everything. So we should not think in that way. Even today when we do service to Bhagavan, we should think. Even today in Tiruvaradhanam, while doing Aradhanam, it is said that we must say that I am not this Jivatma. I am not doing service to Bhagavan. I am just the right hand of my Acharyan. I have a preceptor and Acharyan who has done Pancha Samskaram for me. So, my Acharyan using me as a tool, using me as his hand, is offering something to Bhagavan. So, this person doing Aradhanam is not me. I am just a tool. My Acharya is doing this Aradhanam. Similarly, we should think that Bhagavan has enabled us to do Kainkaryam. Even if we conduct some Utsavam in the temple, I spend a lot of money, I go there is a lot of pomp and display. All this is not required. I should not have ego. I should not think that I offered flowers for 1 lakh rupees to Bhagavan. It is not required. So, we must always be penitent to him. We should know that what he has given, what I have today is what he has given us. So, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu mate sangos tvakarmani. If we keep doing this, what will happen is our mind will be cleansed. Shastram says, dharmena papam apanudati. As I keep doing all my varnashrama dharma without desiring for its fruits, what will happen is, suppose I have desire in a fruit. I want to reach Swarga. I do some yajna for it. Then from that yajna I am going to incur some punya. That punya will give me Swarga, which will last for 100 or 1000 years. Then I will come here again. Suppose I did the same yajna just because Bhagavan has told me to do it. I have no interest in Swarga, but Bhagavan has prescribed that these set of karmas, these deeds are nitya karma. They should always be performed by a person. Nitya karma means those things we should do daily. Naimittika karma means those things which come because of some nimittam, some cause. For example, if there is an eclipse, we should do tarpanam. If there is a change in the ayanam or the masa pravesham 4 times, we should do tarpanam. All these things are there. These are called nitya naimittika karma. The shraddham that we do also comes under this. Kamya karma is what we do for fruits. To get wealth, I do one yajna. For progeny, I do putra kameshti yajna. For Swargam, I do Jyotishtoma Yajna. These are all called Kamya Karma. So, I should not do any Kamya Karma. Since I don't have desire in any fruit other than Bhagavan, I will not do any Kamya Karma. However, I will do all Nitya Naimittika Karma that Bhagavan has given me. As I keep doing this Nitya Karma without a desire for fruits will not generate any punya. It will not fetch me Swarga. Instead, it will start to remove all the old sins that I have done. I have accumulated a lot of sins. Dharmena papam apanudati. All those sins are destroyed. As sins are destroyed, the Rajoguna and Tamoguna in my body will start to subside. Sattva-guna will start to grow. As Sattva-guna grows, my mind will be clear. I will not have any confusion, because even when I am doing Karma Yoga and I know that I am doing this for the sake of Mukti, we are still in this world. We might see anything that pleases us. We might desire for something. This mind can be led astray by any number of things in this world. So, to remove all that, for my mind to reach ekagrata or concentration, the papa has to be removed. Rajoguna and Tamoguna have to be removed. That is why Krishna instructs us to do our Varnashrama Dharma.